Okay, let's get the morning started. Blue's already jumped up in my spot. Oh, no, he's back. He can't figure out which spot he wants. He's just gonna knock pillows over and just be rambunctious. He is he's Pepper's chaos. He's ruckus. Oh, look me in the eyeball. Oh my God. Really, Blue? The eyeball? Not the eyeball, man. You don't need to lick at all. You're a good snuggler. You're nice to pet. You have soft fur. You do not have to also lick. All right, well, let me get some fluids in me. Was drinking coffee in the morning. Right now, I'm trying out a little protein mix. Soon be waking. I will wake up feeling pretty good. I don't not groggy or anything. So coffee seems like overkill for a morning. As the day wears on, sometimes coffee comes in handy. All right. So can you get it, Luna, or you need my help? I think this ball is stuck. Uh, you want me to get it, girl? Yeah, let me get it. Thank you for not destroying anything. Okay, there you go. I do appreciate Luna. We call her Noise because she barks a lot. She's not one of those people that is just dogs that barks out all over the place. But when something happens, like somebody's at the door, she raises the alarm. When I wake up in the morning, she barks, so on and so forth. But she's I call her my gentle giant because she is the largest of my dogs, but she is by far the gentlest when it comes to stuff. So like her ball was stuck under the uh, fire pit there, and she has definitely got the strength and the size to push everything aside and get to it. She could knock that thing over easily, but she instead is very, she'll actually call my attention to things, and she lets me get things so she can be gentle. We got a fire engine going by. Puppy dogs are like, what is that? A fire truck. Hopefully everything's okay. That's fire people on their way. All right, so let's start this off. Sorry for the long, whatever the hell that was, starting out. I want to talk about being old. Back when I was a kid, yes, I'm going back that far. When I was a child, I was about, shoot, I don't know if I was 8 or 10 years old. I was definitely not 12. So it was around 8 to 10. They had the state fairs. And so we went to the state fair, and they have all this stuff that goes on, all this cool stuff. And we're going through it and, petting the pigs and having all the cool food. We didn't have a lot of the deep fried stuff back then, but we did have, a, in Memphis, they call them pronto pups, which is actually a corn dog. And I thought the corn dogs were called pronto pups because it was commonly used around Memphis. So I'm going through the state fair with my mom and dad. Now remember, I'm an only child. That comes important to this event that I remember distinctly. We're going through an area that's got like new stuff. These are like um, the latest luggage, latest stuff like that. It's kind of a way to, it wasn't like a sales thing. There was no salespeople out there, but there was people, um, they would put up their stuff and you could kind of see like who the manufacturer was, little details about it. So it's more stuff like that. But I came along and there's this big thing. All right, so it's about this wide, about this long, about that high, and it had these little eight LED. Uh, no, it didn't even have the LED back then. Anyways, it had these orange little numbers on them that went across the top, and that's that. There's just a row of numbers, and down in there was like a keyboard area, which was primarily just numbers. And what it said on the little thing was that it was a uh, calculator. Went on to explain that you could add, subtract, multiply, and divide numbers by putting in numbers and hitting these buttons. It had little instruction there about how to do it. And I remember putting in numbers. I don't remember the exact numbers, but let's say like I put in uh, 80 plus 20 and 100 showed up when I hit the uh, execute button. I was riveted. My parents couldn't get me to move from that for hours. It was amazing. So we would, I bring that up because, of course, the calculator now is an app on your phone, but it evolved, right? We couldn't buy that, by the way. It was like some ridiculous amount of money, $3,500 or something like that. It was very expensive. And it just did add, subtract, multiply, and divide. It didn't have any of the other advanced functions. But as time went on, we were able to buy calculators, and they were amazing. I remember the first one I bought for my dad actually had it ran off of four AA batteries. It had the power pack was this big above the calculator, four AA batteries, because they had really not optimized the energy yet. And as you went on, I got calculators. I remember uh, getting my first little calculator for my at the house and being able to run it. Um, when you went places, you were starting to see these little calculators that would plug into the wall that you would even have tape outputs if you wanted them, so that you could do those calculations. And eventually, we got to uh, I had a calculator for a watch. It had little bitty buttons on it, and you could press the little buttons and calculate. I say all these things because I want you to know that AI reminds me of a lot of technology enhancements. We don't know how it will impact things, and it's definitely just not a simple calculator, right? It's much more than that. But initially, it was big, bulky, and expensive, and then it got cheaper, better, easier to use, easier to access, and so and more useful, you know. And then it got integrated into other things, and those other things became more useful, became more uh, easier to calculate. So I say all those things to keep in mind that there's still people today that are angry at the calculator because they think that people don't have as good of math skills, base math skills, as they could if they had been forced to learn how to uh, calculate in their head as opposed to getting a calculator out every time they wanted to check their math. Pepper, you're driving Luna crazy. All right, that was a horrible throw. I will end on that. So, anyways, the calculator. A tale as old as time.